I'm muted. Hello, hello. We'll be doing some burner designs today. So we'll be doing these a lot for the next couple weeks, and by couple weeks I mean until we do the run. I probably want to do it 3 times, at least like 3 days a week where I work in designs. We'll still be doing meme run Monday, of course. Maybe meme run Tuesdays if it's a really long run and I want to finish it. But for the most part, we'll probably be spending a lot of our time doing this. I will be doing space exploration as well, hopefully once a week still. Yeah, 3 to 4 days a week for this space exploration, and then meme run Monday. So that's the general schedule for the upcoming weeks. Because I would like to actually run this within a reasonable time. Let's see, is sound working? Yes. There we go. Okay. So this is what I worked on offline, since I wasn't able to stream on the weekend as much as I wanted to due to internet error issues. Yay, internet. But yeah, we have direct feeding here. This doesn't use an entire lane. I'll need to figure out what I want to do about that. So we have a couple options, all fairly straightforward. We can either plan to use an entire lane by... That's fine, right? Yeah, that's fine. We can either extend it, because it uses 95% of the lane, basically, due to input errors. So I think if we increase it to 26 long, so increase it by 2 furnaces, that would use the rest of the lane. So that would use the entire ore lane if I want to optimize for an entire ore. Or what we can do is we can compress the ore and send it elsewhere. Haven't really decided. I would like to not have to compress the ore if I can avoid it. I feel like that would make things simpler, but I don't really know. I think they could both work. But yeah, this design, honestly, none of the designs we have utilize an entire lane anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But it would be pretty straightforward, especially since these are technically gear limited. We could very easily extend it. Well, not easily. Okay, easily is the wrong word. We can extend it 2 furnaces, but the thing is we need 2 furnaces here and 2 furnaces there, which doesn't really equate to a single assembling machine, so I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. Because they're in 2 separate lanes. Let's see, I don't know, there might be a way. Like, we would put a gap here, because basically what we need is 13, and then we need another 2. Maybe it's not as bad as I think, but with the way that we have the ore split, I'm imagining it's not great. So basically we have this ore split. If we want to make this work, we'd have to have the ore split here, which... Okay, never mind. It's incredibly easy. Okay, well, I don't know what I was thinking. That's insanely easy. Okay, never mind. We're good. We can extend this with absolutely no problem at all. Let's cut a new one first, though. Because now it needs to be 13 long. And then this side loads in the middle. I don't think we have anything grabbing from the wrong side, right? Yeah, this should be fine. And then same thing over here. We move this over 1 tile. We add an underground. Okay, and that looks perfect. Okay, now we can add another gear assembly machine in the middle. Another thing is if we do extend it, it does end up being slightly more expensive, obviously, because we're extending it. But, like, we could accept that it runs at 95% speed for a really long time. But I feel like just ROI-wise is probably a bad idea, because if we run it at 95% speed to save, like, 2 furnaces, we'll be wasting... Well, 4 furnaces, I guess. We'll be wasting way more iron than we would have saved otherwise. Because, it's not a ton, but let's see. We're looking at 30 iron per second, right? 30 times 95. I think that's like what, 1 iron per second? 1.5 iron per second or so? Over the course of like an hour. I mean, that is 5,000 iron that we're wasting because of that. So I think they do pay for themselves to make sure it's working full speed, because otherwise it will not work full speed until much later. Also, does this have an output that's easy enough? Yeah, okay. Perfect. But yeah, otherwise it won't work full speed until significantly later once we reach... these are not working. Oh, it's because they were cut off from iron. Never mind, that's fine. Yeah, otherwise they won't be working full speed until we get to stack size, the final stack size upgrade, which is a lot farther away. We'll say that. That is, it's like 2,000 yellow science or something, right? No, okay, it's like 2,000 purple science and like 600 yellow science, and we are currently just finished with blue science at this point. So yeah, it's probably gonna be like half an hour. So yeah, we probably don't have to stress about this, but considering how easy it was, yeah, I don't really see any reason not to do it. Unless I'm like very concerned about that spacing. But yeah, it lines up nicely. Okay, I need to make a backup though. Let's update the version. Let's go up a little slower this time. Let's do 1/100th at a time. That seems reasonable. But yeah, basically this is replacing this section, which means we need to rework this. Which means I don't know how we're going to get iron for these gears up here, but that's fine. I think these are going to be running a lot, so it's not a huge deal. Actually, I don't know. Do I really need this much red belt? What am I using red belt for? Oh, I'm using red belt to connect all of the patches. Okay, yeah, I do use a lot of red belt. Because we're connecting it with a red belt, and then it's split. Probably split. Really, how do they do it? Do they still use red belt? I feel like I cut off a splitter. I feel like there would have to be a splitter somewhere off of the edge. Because I can't imagine connecting like 8 red belts at this point, or yellow belts at this point in time. Although these don't have red belts on them. Maybe it is just like 8 yellow belts. But yeah, we can definitely use a red belt. Oh, it's the future. Okay, it's this lane that we're connecting with red belts that we split off. Okay, that's not a problem. But yeah, there is the downside of making this work full speed. We don't really have the iron going into this lane, which I don't think is inherently a problem, but it is something we have to figure out. I think we'll be okay. Because I think most of the iron for this actually comes from these two, not from this one. Okay, how do we fit this in here? That's the real question. That's proof of concept. Actually, we need that. That's what we're working on. That's what we're working on today, so we definitely can't like delete it. We can shift it up though. Basically, we just have to shift everything here up just a tad. Get rid of that. Yeah, basically all this stuff we're just going to shift up until we need it. Assembly machine 2 isn't right. Okay, now we can fit our new lane, which is this one. Perfectly right here. Oh god. Oh gosh. Okay, well, it's probably fine. Yeah, connecting these is gonna be rough, isn't it? Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. I believe. Okay, so coal is kind of annoying there. We actually have a couple options. We can either stagger it here or we can stagger it here. I think we could probably do it here. I think that's our best bet. The real question is, can it reach? Because that would be awesome. Is this a max length? None of these undergrounds are max length, which means we can just line it a lot closer. Why not do speedruns anymore? I had to stop due to health issues, so there's no plans to go back to those. I mean, this one is a speedrun. It just won't be done in like, it's just not like a hardcore grind one. But this one is a speedrun. It's just because it's a 100% run. It's more based on the blueprints themselves rather than like the mechanics. Well, at least, you know, at the level of just doing the run once. Okay, that should work. We should be fine. Okay, these should be connected. Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna casually stagger our furnace lane. That's not gonna cause problems. No idea how we'll connect these, but you know, we'll figure it out. Wait, does this actually work? Okay, it barely fits. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, you know what? Honestly, not as bad as I thought it would be. Is there a better way to do this? Definitely. Do I know what it is? No. Because we built this, looks like we built this in 3 sections, so it's kind of a little bit, a combination of a bunch of different designs. Okay, this one's tricky because I don't actually have coal here. Should I just, how do we get coal there? That's a good... I guess we can put an infinity chest for now, but honestly, I think we just need to drag the line through the base. Yeah, we just need to go. We just need to go straight through the base. That's not a huge issue. We'll clean it up later. Because having all of our resources on one side makes it a lot easier to visualize where things are broken later. You know, ideally not broken, but you know, you never really know. Okay, and then we flip them, use Smart Belt to turn everything around, and realize we have a lot of gaps here. Yeah, I think I'm going to be more careful. I think I'm going to start stitching things together, like just intentionally now. I've been avoiding it for a while, but I think this section looks good enough for me that I can start stitching them together. Because this section doesn't need to be perfect, especially since this is like what looks easy to build, and this is pretty easy to build. We don't need to worry about like saving, you know, belts here, so this doesn't need to be, you know, ultra compact or anything. And then these are not connected. Okay, so this one, maybe we just do this. Maybe we just split off the coal lane. Maybe that's how we power this edge one, because this is only like one furnace over here. I think that would work. I wish we could actually do coal like this, though. It unfortunately does not work with burner inserters. Well, it does work, but it doesn't work well. Also, I just realized I don't have water. BRB. It's like 30 seconds away. I just have to go away from the mic to grab it. Okay, never mind. It was way closer than I thought. When it was still like a little bit of ways away, but it was not outside of the room like I thought it was. It was just lying on my bed. Okay, where were we? Oh, right. Redesigning these, which they're not working. Oh, no. That's, oh, that's fine. That's totally fine. Also, we're in map view, and it's on ×4 speed. That makes it slower to move around. Cool, cool. There we go. We need to clear this. That copper lane is probably not where we're going to be. I don't think we'll have that copper lane anymore. We haven't decided. We potentially have spare copper here, but I don't know. I have not done the math yet. We probably don't. I feel like unless we upgrade these, we definitely don't have extra copper here. But if we do upgrade these to steel furnaces by this point, we do have extra copper there. Is it viable to do steel furnaces here? I think it is. If we can do it shortly after this. Okay, we would do it shortly after this is built. So yeah, that should be fine. I feel like these were not running for another reason though. Oh, power. I think we can just do one of the infinity things inside of it and it should be fine. Super substation. Also, don't these connect to other super substations? I think they do. Okay, so this will make it a lot easier to connect our base. Yeah, so that way we can worry about power poles later. Those are the last things. Power poles are the last thing that's important here. So I haven't really been trying to like optimize them because they don't really end up mattering. Okay, these aren't outputting for some reason. Oh, we no longer have a side load anymore with the change that we made. Okay, so we have 9, so we need to split it at 5, which is here. Huh, how did I sideload it before? Wait, how did I sideload it before? Huh. Interesting. How did I do this? We had it... Actually, we still have it. Why am I sitting there like trying to figure it out again and reinvent the wheel? Okay, we just went down into the copper lane. That's actually kind of that's actually a problem. Because this is hand built. And since this is hand built, I really don't want to have it look awkward. Okay, so we need to figure out a way to change the side. Yeah, we need to change the side without going onto this section, because I was designing it around bots. So we could either move it up a tile, but if we move it up a tile, we actually have to move it up multiple tiles, so that's not ideal. Because then this underground belt will no longer reach. So if we move it up 1, we have to move it up 3. Which is, yeah, that would be bad. Okay, so we have 4 here. If I make this output onto the other side, I might have more space to work with here. What if I move these around? No, that doesn't look like it'll do anything. Are there any fancy tricks to sideload things? Oh wait, what if? Oh, it's really easy. We just have to have this one be a little bit shorter. Okay. Yep, that's fine. It uses literally the exact same amount of undergrounds. The only thing it wastes now, and it doesn't have to, this single belt. This is the only extra cost. And even then, is that? Yeah, we have 2 extra belts here, and we saved one of them here. So yeah, 1 extra belt, and voila, it should be side-loaded. Hopefully at the correct point. We have 5, 4. I don't think that saturates the belt, so that's good. We can also start getting prod modules, which would be awesome. Okay, now we need to figure out why these aren't running. Oh, that would do it. They haven't been connected to the coal lane. Well, that's a very easy fix, fortunately. Okay, so hopefully things start running again. Nothing should be browned out because nothing's self-feeding, which is, this is a great example of why we don't have that much self-feeding stuff in the base. Because those kinds of errors happen, and if they're not self-feeding, they don't cause permanent damage. They just kind of make things a little bit annoying. Wait. Why is the lane backed up? Is it just because we had extra ore in the furnaces, maybe? It could just be because we had extra in the furnaces. Or we didn't sideload properly. That's also an option. Okay, so it's 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 and 5. That's not a whole belt, right? I don't think that's a whole belt. Why does it look like a whole belt? Okay, there's just a really long... Okay, there is just a really long backlog of gears. Okay, that makes way more sense. So these should be working a little bit better. We need to clear this as well. Okay, this looks way nicer. Should give us a little bit more production. I mean, 5% more red belt, but pretty minimal effort, so I'll take it. Also, I realize I can move this over here. It doesn't. Wait, it literally doesn't matter. Why do I care? This is going to be deleted in the final version anyway. Okay, yeah, this looks way nicer. And then considering this doesn't run, we might as well delete it. Honestly, do we even need this one up here? Should it just stop here? Do we even need 3? There's a possibility that we don't even get extra red belt if we have 3. Because these are... Oh, wait. This is a bad example, isn't it? Nope. No, okay. We have stack size 2 here. Okay, so we are technically getting... No, I think... Let's see. Let's prio to the left. Doesn't really matter, but makes that back up more. Does that matter? Actually, I think that makes it worse. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's working full speed, so we don't actually gain anything extra from the third assembler, so we might as well save the resources. Which makes me think, is there a better way to do it? Because we have another option as well to make it a little bit shorter, but it fits like within the grid, so it doesn't go above this. Because we could also cut off this like top section and just have this powered by these two. But yeah, that works pretty much perfectly. Okay, it does eventually start to back up on gears. We have a couple options there, though. One of them is this. Wait, no, it's not. Never mind, that's not an option. There's no way to get an input over there. Not without a splitter. Which, even then, I don't know if a splitter would work. Okay, technically it works. So we could do something like this. That's technically cheaper. Like, this is a better option than having the third assembling machine and chest. Is there a better option, though? Let's see. We could put gears on this belt, but that relies on self-feeding, so that's not going to be consistent. I mean, I like it. It looks like a 9, kind of. Like if you take everything but the belts out of this, we can kind of see like a little not. Actually, it looks more like a G. Definitely looks more like a G. Okay, so what's next? After this, we have to do. Well, we have to stitch this back together. Also, this is missing a lane. Whoops. This wasn't copied correctly. Well, I mean, this part was copied correctly, but I accidentally cut out the first iron expansion that we have here, which just snips right there. So it's not a problem, but definitely a bit of an oversight. Okay, now this should still be able to fit here without much modification. We do have to copy this again, though. Where would it be? It would be like here, right? Yeah, something like that. We're just pretending there's a coal lane here for now. We'll worry about those details later. They're not actually that important, fortunately. Okay, and this also isn't getting coal. That's an easy fix. I see now why I was designing the coal lanes like this, though. It's slower to start, and it isn't as much coal as we'll normally get. So unless I think I'm coal limited, this isn't really gonna be an issue. It just makes it start a little bit slower. But the advantage of this is everything is contained within the 11 tile. I think it's 11 tiles. Oh, this one's 13 because it's a double lane. But normally there are, I think, 11 tiles. Yeah. It makes everything contained within 11 tiles, so it's easier to copy and paste them. But like I said, this one has the gear output, so that makes it 13 somehow. I don't actually know how it makes it 13. Oh, it has the gear output, and it also has an assembling machine in the middle. Obviously, yeah, that's going to add height to it. Okay. So that looks good. That eliminates this lane, and it eliminates this lane. So that leaves... We have to do these, which... Ooh, that's tricky. Okay. These aren't running full speed. Is it because of the coal thing I just mentioned, or did I not connect iron properly? Oh. Okay. You know how I extended the lane to make it run better? That takes a really long time for it to actually get the extra production, which makes me think it doesn't actually help. I mean, there's other problems here. It's not connected to coal. But yeah, my solution was not as nice as I was hoping. Well, obviously, we're also just not consuming. But basically, the problem is now we have too many furnaces for this lane. And it makes it that it takes a while for these last ones to back up. So we don't actually get extra production from this one or this one for a while. I don't think it's that bad. But you probably have to start backing up some furnace lanes first. Realistically, I could also like balance it maybe by downgrading some to stone furnaces, but that uses more coal, so I don't think that would actually be worth it. Okay. So yeah, unfolding this is gonna be fun, which is why we're doing it now, while we're thinking about it. Okay, so extra iron gets sent over to the steel lane. Let's see, bricks. Stone furnaces are made now. Or steel furnaces are made now. Is that fine? This is assuming I can use buffered bricks to make about 200 steel furnaces. That's not that bad. right? How many bricks is that? That's about 2,000 stone bricks. Can I get that from an unpatched stone? Actually, that's not. That's tricky. Maybe we have to do earlier stone furnace automation. Or maybe just semi-automation. What we could do is we could just have a couple furnaces outputting into a chest, so that way they run longer. Because we really only need about 2,000 bricks. And this is our first time we've put... This is the first time we put bricks on a belt, which is kind of bad. This is easy enough to build by hand, right? This isn't. This is not easy to build by hand, but this one is. I could possibly swap where these go. Does that change things? Does that make things nicer? It might actually make things nicer. So this would go one tile higher. We would put a stone brick lane and we would put steel there. Stone brick uses not a ton of space. So we would be wasting this little rectangle, which would go like right here. That's not a ton of wasted space. The only issue is, again, this can't be hand built. Like, it can, but it's not. This one is not designed to be hand built. This is designed to be cheaper and save like 20% of the... This one's designed to save like 20% of the inserters. It is not designed for hand building. Let's see, what other options do we have? What we could do is we can make half a brick lane and then just put a chest. Oh wait, we have bots. We have bots for this. Maybe if these are stone furnaces first. Maybe that's the strat, and then we don't have to worry about it. I think that's the strat. Just have them as stone furnaces, then we upgrade them pretty shortly after. Because I think that is the least headachy option. Because then we don't have to redo everything. Okay, so how do I do undergrounds? These ones cannot really be direct fed because they're so iron limited. What we could do is we could direct feed... Okay, if we do direct feeding here, we're saving 6... Let's see, we're saving 4 inserters here? No. Yeah, 4 inserters, 4 inserters, 4. Okay, so we're saving like 8. We're saving like 40 inserters if we do direct feeding here. That seems excessive. No. I think... No, never mind. I think it's 30. We're saving about 30 inserters if we direct feed here. Which is decent. Like, that's not bad. 40 inserters, but we're making the whole thing a little bit awkward. And we can't direct feed... We can't direct feed this. That's not possible. I mean, it is possible, but it's not going to run full speed. If it doesn't run full speed, or even remotely full speed, it's not worth it. Because basically we would be direct feeding something along these lines, which is already messy. It also doesn't work. I forgot, you can't direct feed. We can't do a chain. We can only do up to 3 in a row without going off our coal grid, and I think we're still in the coal grid section of our base. So we can do... We could do direct feeding just for the first part, and then maybe also for pipes. That could be good. Because this runs off of iron from there. So we can... Okay, so if we direct feed pipes, we direct feed the gears. And then maybe the inserters. And then also this needs to run. Also, why... Ooh, that was directly on my keyboard. This is not running for some reason. Ah, yes. That would do it. Let's get a coal thing that we can copy down here. Because I want to see if we actually... where the extra iron is coming from. Because we might have more than I thought. Let's actually cut these, though. I want to pretend those don't exist. Because I don't know how much iron we have to spare between these two lanes. And then, do we have chests anywhere? No, these just go onto a belt. Okay. So let's use... Honestly, we're just going to do this. We're going to do the lazy approach to buffering things, which is called putting a bunch of inserters down and feeding them with nuclear fuel. Perfect. Okay, so this will let us know how much iron we have to spare. So far, it looks like none. which is not a great sign. Do we actually use like the whole lane here? Ooh, that's problematic. Huh. Okay. This is kind of relying on having extra iron. I mean, we don't need... I don't think we need this much underground. Oh, wait. Is it starting to back up yet? Nope. No, this uses almost exactly one lane, like perfectly. And the stuff it doesn't use... Yeah, it's just backed up in the furnaces. Huh. That's surprising, honestly. These don't run very well because of belt timings, or inserter timing. Well, probably both. Inserter timings, though. Okay, so yeah, we technically use all this iron. So this is relying off of everything backed up, so that makes me think it's not a good design anyway. So that changes our design. So I'm thinking our new design should instead be 3 furnaces, 3 assembling machines here. And then that gives us half a belt of iron. We could justify half a belt of iron into this, which is 3. And then if we need more, we can build more later. That seems reasonable. So let's do direct feeding as much as we can here for all of these gear assemblers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what I decided. Ooh, that's more than half a belt. Is 6 half a belt perfectly? If 6 is half a belt, I might do that. Oh wait, some of them will be direct feeding though, so we're good. And then these will be output limited, because these will be fed from both sides. So this will work at 95% speed. This will work at... This will also work better. No idea about this one. This one's gonna be weird. But yeah, this will definitely work. This can work a little bit better. Okay, cool. So we can definitely make do with three belt assemblers. And honestly, there's a chance we can use this iron for that. Like, we can do another belt assembler here, because we did just expand it to use more iron. This isn't running for some reason. Ah. We fell for it once again. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's good. This is going to be our permanent connection. We're also going to have 3 infinity chests here. It's not going to be... This is going to be fun to fix. Okay, but... Basically my idea was we have spare belt here. We can use this belt. There's no reason we shouldn't be using this belt for these undergrounds up here. There's no reason to... Yeah, no, absolutely no reason to keep it here. Because what we can do is we can have it prioed and then split it off somewhere else and have like two splits, and then we send all the excess north and make these gear limited instead. Actually, they are gear limited. But yeah, we have extra belt. Like right now we have 1 spare belt assembler pretty much completely free. I'd say about half a spare belt assembler free. Actually, no, we don't. But that's because we're buffering it as fast as we can. We have gears. I guess we could split off the gears. Maybe that would be a good idea. Maybe I can split off extra gears. I think that's the strat. That's better than extra iron, because iron we're not using a ton of, but gears, I mean gears we're using a ton of, but they're already built. Okay. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a way to turn this into extra red underground later. And then I said I wanted to do direct feeding here. So I said we needed 3 plus, well, we don't need all of these. Let's do 6. Okay, so 6 gear assemblers, which should be an entire belt, right? Does anybody have the math on that? Let's see, what would that be? 6 gear assemblers is 12 furnaces. This is exactly 1 belt, 1 half belt. Yeah, this is exactly 1 half belt. We will have prod modules in it, but I think I have that as a cost-saving measure more than anything. Which we probably don't need. We probably don't need prod mods here. I don't think they help. They will eventually, though. I guess they will eventually help once we get to sack size 3. So maybe we can leave them. Because this uses 2.5. This uses about 2.5 iron. This can use up to 3 iron per second, or 2.7. But because of inserters, we're only using up to 2.4 right now. So yeah, stack size 3 will make it that the prod modules help. That'll give us extra gears, which will be sent north. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so that is worth it to have those prod modules. Same concept here. So we need 6 gear assemblers. Now this one's a bit trickier because these I want to have on one side. Exactly one side. Because I want pipe on the other. Do I need pipe on the other? I guess there's no real reason for me to share that. Honestly, there's absolutely no reason for me to share that. Okay. So first 6, that's easy enough to copy. That is up to here. And then we're going to have the same iron issue. So let's just copy the entire lane and start cutting it. I think that's the strat. These don't tessellate. Which I think I knew going in. It's a bit sad, but I did know this going in. Actually, what is this? This is an extra belt. Okay, yeah. I think the idea was that I was going to replace these with undergrounds. Yeah, okay, Tice was right. Someone predicted this would be annoying, and they were right. 100%, which was not unexpected. No idea. Ooh. It's going to be a bit annoying here, but I think we can make it work. Okay, let's actually change that down here then too, just in case we copy it again. I want to kind of change these together if I make any big changes. Okay, so 6. This can technically produce... I want to say this can produce 9.5 per second, right? No. How many gears can this produce per second if it's running at full speed? 1.5 per second each, right? But they're not running at full speed. Why does that sound wrong? Why does that sound off? Oh, because I'm used to doing estimates with electronic circuit assemblers, and since these are running at not full speed, the estimate is off by like a factor of 20, 30%. Okay, so how do we use the whole belt? Let's see. What we could do, and actually probably not a bad option, is to actually try to put the underground somewhere in the middle. That could work. So maybe like we work forward. So we do like a gear assembler, an underground assembler, or we do a conveyor assembler here. Wait, what am I doing? The gears that I'm accounting for are just these ones. We don't need any here. Okay, never mind. We don't have throughput issues. I'm just being silly. Okay. Yeah, we just need 3 gear assemblers, and then a gear belt, and then possibly another gear belt, because I wanted 3 belt assemblers here. And then the rest is just iron that goes straight into the lanes. So yeah, we should be able to do that, because we have how much to work with, right? 14? Yeah, okay. So let's see. 3 gear assemblers, let's start with those. Those are just pure. Okay, cool. And then that's outputting, so we don't need this one. So this is supposed to be 1 over. How did I output from the belt assembler? Oh, I staggered the tops. Okay, so this definitely changes a lot of this. But yeah, this is how I did the belt assembler, and then the next belt assembler was the same thing, but we cut the other side. So that way it's balanced. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so that works well. And those just get sent to the other side. Perfect. Should be easy enough to make that work. Oh. Oh, wait. Should I do the belt at the end? I feel like I should do the belt at the end, right? No, I should definitely do the belt assemblers at the end. They could also go into a chest, which would be good. Although I think actually having a splitter in a chest is better, because it uses inserters less often, rather than doing something like this. I should do onto a belt and then something like that. Because that way when it backs up, like if it backs up, this is better. If it doesn't back up, I think they're comparable. But if it backs up, this is definitely better. Because then you're not using 2 inserters for every single action. You're only using them when necessary. Okay, so that leaves me with 3 gears here. And then we just need iron smelting for the rest of the this half lane. Which that gives me 14? I think that's right. Okay, this seems like not a great idea to combine the two. What if I do half lanes? Maybe that's the strat. Is there any way I can get like a belt through here? Oh wait, there is a way. Okay. I'm trying to think of how to connect iron from this side over here, because what I'm envisioning is we do a bunch of gear assemblers right here using 1 lane of belt. Then we have an iron assembler on the other side over here sending iron to the left. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try to make that work. So we'll just delete those since they're not actually useful right now. Okay, so this is supposed to be gear, and then... So let's copy this. Yeah, okay. Oh wait, this doesn't work because these are direct feeding. Okay. I think we can make it work. I believe. Okay, I no longer believe. Because basically my idea is we would have iron going through this middle section, and then it would skip over this, but obviously you can't do that because there's what are those? Assemblers there. Okay, so conveyors. Is this worth it? I feel like this is not worth the effort. Because all this, so this one was worth it because this is saving, this one saves like 60 this one saves like 60 inserters. This one's pretty significant. The more I build this, the more I'm realizing it's probably only saving like 15. So unless we reuse this concept somewhere else, this one is not going to be worth the effort or the cost. Especially since, like, look at all the undergrounds that we need. But I do like the idea of not having these be self-feeding, so I do want to remove that and turn it into like a normal lane that tries to stay on this grid. That would make it easier. So what I'm thinking is that we just put all the gears on the belt. We can do 5 assemblers, which leaves 2 furnaces for inserter or transport belts. That's a bit low. See, we have gears. Let's see what else. What else can we do here? I really want this direct feeding to work, but the belt routing becomes messy. Way too messy for a first draft too. And I also designed this. Like, I'm thinking it's messy compared to this. I feel like coming from both sides isn't a terrible option. What if I do a full belt of gears? Is that too many gears? Yeah, I'm right. That's way too many gears. I don't know what I'm thinking there. This does look like it get extra gears though, so I am right in thinking that this will eventually back up once the belts stop producing as fast. I don't actually know why this backs up. Oh, it just takes a while. Okay. Cool. So we do have spare gears here we can take. Gears. Let's see. What do we need? I need 3 of these running pretty much full speed. We need to consume 3 lanes of iron with these. Well, one full lane of iron, probably. Actually, is it 1 lane? How much does this by itself take? This is 1, 2... That's 7.5. That's... Okay, these are taking most of the iron. So yeah, this is taking up like... It's probably 6 out of 7.5 of that, which means we need 18 iron per second. We could probably live with 15 between the 3 of these. We can afford to cut one of them, since I don't think we actually have the iron to support all this anyway, like I thought I did. At least not for a while. Like, look, this splitter hasn't backed up ever. Like, we placed this a while ago to see if it ever uses it, and it doesn't, which is a bad sign. We could probably make something work to get a little bit more iron out of this if we sideload from the side, or output from the side. It's not going to be a ton. Yeah, this one is such a cool concept, but self-feeding is just so bad. Maybe we do still do self-feeding. What can we do without self-feeding here? We can do... Okay, it doesn't actually save that many inserters to not do self-feeding. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it sec by section. Let's try to make the belt output work and see how it goes. So we shift this over a tile. This is a belt output. We can send it up top. That makes it one tile wider. That's not bad. We can also send it down though. Now this is a bit annoying. Doing it like this is a little bit annoying. I think. Yeah. Okay, so this is a little bit problematic. And the only reason it's problematic, it's not because of the side load here. We can definitely make the side load work pretty easily. I think just something like this. Chain sides. Yeah, everything's on the right side again, and then the other ones are easy to output. So this does work. However, it does have the problem of we don't actually need gears and belt on the same path. We actually need iron and gears on the same path. So what if I do iron first? Because what we need is a ratio of 2 iron to 1 conveyor. This would be 4 and 2. How much does this consume? This consumes 6. This is 18. So that's not the right ratio. And there's no way to get like one more. Because if we did iron here, if this was the iron lane, that would work. That would work a lot better. That would give me 6, and it would give me... Or it would give me 12, and it would give me 6, which is decent. Do we have use for extra iron? We might have use for extra iron. Actually, we do have use for extra iron. Maybe I should do... Maybe I should try to balance it. Oh wait, but then we don't have any way to consume the iron. Unless we have the undergrounds like randomly in the middle, which is actually honestly not a bad idea. My vision right now is to have this. So this is 18 furnaces. That's a bit too much. Let's do conveyors first, see how that works. So conveyors are here. And then we'll delete, let's see, we're trying to side balance it, right? So we delete the bottom ones this time. Okay, so that leaves 4. So that's 12. That gets us 12 furnaces. That gets us half a lane of iron perfectly. That's actually pretty nice. That's easy to work with. Okay, I actually like that a lot. These are input limited. So I'd say we just do an extra iron lane on the end, and then that should be fine. Or an extra iron furnace on the end or in the beginning. Probably in the beginning because iron's more useful. Oh wait, except we're using exactly half a belt, so this does nothing unless we put it on the end. Okay. So this output's here. Can I mirror these somehow? Because if I could mirror these, that would be great. I think we can. I think there's no reason they have to face the same direction. So that would go here instead. Okay, yep. That works. That works perfectly. Wow, that's snakes. Don't really love the snaking of it, but it does work, and that's what matters. I could shift it down, actually. There's nothing to say they have to be in line, right? Like, we can do this. Right? Oh, never mind. We don't have space for the underground then. Okay, I mean, technically it works. There's a chance we can output from a different side, maybe. I mean, it looks better if I do this. It doesn't do anything, but it looks better that way. That's not a good reason to do something, though. Can we save a belt if we change this? Let's see. There's a possibility we're able to sideload things. Let's see. What side of the belt does this go on? This goes on the far side. That's this side. Okay, this is a little bit nicer. Yeah, okay. That's same price. Works just as well. Um, there we go. That works. It's a little less snaky. There's a possibility we can do the side load here too. Like maybe that would help. Not there. Never mind. Okay, we can't do the side load there. But we can probably fit the side load somewhere in here. And honestly, if we side load iron ahead of time, I think we're good. Because these are going to be on one side. Okay, so that's actually very easy. So maybe we do belt in the beginning. Yeah, that gives us lots of space to side load. Okay, cool. So that means we delete all these. Well, all these isn't that first one. That's the only one that's not supposed to be there. So now shift this over. We will, yeah, we'll have to figure out these later too. Not sure how that will work. We don't need this belt. In fact, we don't need most of these belts. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be pretty easy to connect all of the coal, I think. Now we don't need that either. Okay, what side of the belt does all of that go on? I feel like it's not right. Also, we accidentally deleted the iron there. And here, somehow. That's a first. That's weird. Okay, don't know how those got off. Okay, so these are... This doesn't work, darn. That's on the inside, this is on the outside. Okay, so this is using both sides of the belt, which is actually bad. Now is it using both sides of the belt? Honestly, the entity saving that I just did made it that I had to do more of a side swapper, which I think overall is worse. Okay, so now that's on the far side. No, that didn't change anything. Wait, is it? This is on this inside. Okay, so this one I think fixes it. That puts it on this side. Okay, so now they're all on the same side. It just happens to be the wrong side, so it doesn't actually do anything. So maybe the answer is to put these at the end. I think that's what it's looking like. Belt assemblers on the end is a lot easier to work with. Output, that's on the wrong side, so this goes up. Okay. Yeah, we'll just side loads at the end. So yeah, we'll put this on the edge. So that would be, I think this one's too longer, so this new one won't actually be too longer. This new one goes here. Wait, this is the halfway point. Iron is here, so that's 4 sets, so we actually need to go here. Okay, this is right. Somehow they are misaligned. There we go. That's better. Okay, so is this worth it? That is the question we'll be asking. Okay, so we have a couple options. This is, I think, going to be wasting a little bit of space, but I'm thinking we shift it down. Somehow. Maybe we send it the other way. These will get inputs from the normal side. The other one's actually going to be kind of shifted a little bit, which seems wrong. But honestly, it's not. It doesn't actually change anything to have this here first. Like, all we have to do is this. And then we send that straight across. Staggers it. It wastes this little square here, but that's not a problem. We can use that as a bypass lane for something. Now I just need to figure out how to get iron out of here, which I don't think will be a problem, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so how do we get iron out of this? Because we need to get iron over here to sideload it. We really do not have the space I thought we did. Is this staggering right? Yeah, I think the staggering's right. We can sit it around. This wastes about 12 belt this way, but this is an option. Something like that technically works. Only downside, like I said, it wastes this entire row of belt, which is not a ton. It is only like 15 belt at the end of the day. If I make them undergrounds, is that easier? No, I don't know. Why did I think that would be easier? Yeah, so something like that. That's the vision I have. Don't know if it's a good vision, but it is the vision I have. What this does, it gets us half a lane of iron and then a little bit under half a lane of transport belts, which they do seem to be broken. But this can go right into a underground assembler. And then we paste this exact same thing on the other side. And now that I'm looking at this, actually, I don't hate this. Because basically what this does is it gives us these tiles to work with for... it gives us an extra tile to work with for sending extra ore, I think. Yeah, because we do need to send a lane of ore through here somehow. Probably like through the middle. Oh wait, this is backup ore. But yeah, we need to send ore somewhere like here. And I think shifting this might make that a little better. Okay, these aren't producing anything though, which is bad. That doesn't need to run. Why are they not producing anything though? That's the question. Ah. We fell for it. Fell for it once again. There we go. Yeah, these are gonna be, it's gonna be fun to try to fix all of these undergrounds. At least we'll be able to tell pretty easily where there's not coal. Balancing is gonna be a mess, and trying to save entities will be a mess, but I don't think we need to stress over that. At least not for a while. Okay, so this gives me half a lane. Honestly, I kind of like this. Because that puts everything on the correct sides for later. Now we need to do this exact same thing, but mirrored vertically. Somehow. Where it sends everything up. And then we have iron and transport belts on both sides. So that way we can do the inputs for the undergrounds. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, okay, that should be perfect. And this is honestly, this is a pretty close ratio. Right? What does an underground take? An underground is 5 transport belts and 10 plate. And a transport belt is 1.5. So it's actually a ratio of about 1.5 iron into transport belts for every 1 iron, for every 2 iron it uses directly. Which is, currently we have it at a ratio of 1 to 1. So we need a little bit more iron somewhere. So maybe we just put some assembly machines on the end. That should work. Or some extra furnaces on the end. Like I said, this does use a little bit under what we need. But yeah, we need to copy this again here, and then we need to connect everything on the other direction somehow. Okay, so we have the bypass lane. I sure wish these had a pattern. That would simplify things so much. Oh, we'll figure it out. Okay, so we have this pattern 1, 2, 3. This is for 12 furnaces, so let's actually just copy the furnaces first. And now I think we mirror them, and then maybe we just mirror them when we flip all the coal lanes by hand. That might be the fastest way to do it. Actually, no, that is definitely not the fastest way to do it. There has to be a better way to flip things. I don't think there really is. I think Smart Belt is not designed for this purpose. I think it's designed to make some things a little bit easier. But nothing drastic like flipping 20 lanes in a row of coal. Because we're going to have to do that. It's going to be It's gonna make a lot. It's gonna make a lot of errors. I will say that. So we need to troubleshoot this pretty safely. Okay. How do I get coal over here? Actually, because these don't get coal. Oh, it's very easy. Okay. Actually, that's very nice. Okay. Why does that work so well? Huh. Okay. That's cool. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting it to be nice. Okay, and then same thing here. Or a similar thing there. That's sending the backup. And then it splits here, right? This is 24 furnaces. Okay, so it splits here. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Input, 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 input. Don't put one there. I almost did. Do I want these at the end? I think I might want these at the end. Yeah, we can make it work. Yeah, I guess there's really no reason not to sideload here, huh? Is there any way I can get these on the other side nicely? I think we can. That's easy to get on the other side. What about this one? Okay, that puts everything on the correct side. Is there an easier way? I don't know, but that way was so easy. I don't really need to worry about it being easier than that. Okay, now we need 12 iron lane. And then for this one, I guess we can do... I guess we can stagger it up. It really doesn't make a difference. Ooh, but if we stagger it up, there is a chance we can do the underground assemblers here. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's probably not. It does make it compact. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, we won't worry about that. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I do like the idea. I like where my head is at though. Okay, so that puts that there. Yeah, we have this awkward space to work with, but we're always going to have some awkward space. Like with our old design, like we had so many random gaps, like right here and here and here. So yeah, it's not like this is worse in that regard. 1, 2, 1, 2. Copy, copy, copy. Now we need a row of coal, which is somehow missing the coal, so that's fun. Are these rotating the right way? Yes, they are. Cool. Yeah, we'll worry about entity savings later. I think we're just gonna go throughout the end and just give like a rough guess to save some entities, but we're not stressed too much about it. Also, how much is this? This is only 400 undergrounds. That's not a ton. Like, I don't like how we don't have a ton of underground automation by this point, but considering this is the only... Yeah, we have 800 undergrounds in our base, which means our starter mall is going to have enough to kickstart this. There's no way. Like, if we can't produce enough undergrounds for this, we can't produce enough undergrounds for this. So yeah, we should have enough. Ooh, this doesn't work. This isn't safe. It can't grab from this corner. Why didn't I have that problem earlier? Oh, because I did undergrounds first. Or because I did iron ore first? Really? Does that matter? I'm kind of surprised. I mean, we have an easy fix. It's just, it wasn't... Okay, we'll just do... Okay, this is the easier fix. There we go. I think that ends up being a little nicer than the other way I was going to do it. But yeah, it was not considered safe. Grabbing from a corner is generally pretty bad, especially when coal's on the far side. It might have been fine if coal's on the inside. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been safe. It wouldn't have been safe either way, because even if there was iron on the far side, it would keep failing to grab iron before it ever grabbed coal sometimes. So yeah, it's still bad. Corners are bad. Okay, cool. Now, actually, can we just do this? Ooh, wait, actually. No, that's really nice. Okay, input, input. Oh gosh, wait. Oh no. Never mind. I just put the inserters in the wrong spot. I was very worried just then that we were completely off our coal grid. And was just a little bit of panic. Not a ton, because it's fixable, but yeah, it's not ideal. There we go. That gives us an underground that produces, honestly, like 70% of the speed of this one, right? Like 70% of the speed of this one. So that's fine considering how much safer it is. We have not... I don't know if we've used up less space. It's hard to say. Actually, no, it's easy to say. Because this is how much space we've used up for this one. So yeah, this one is overall nicer so far. Don't know if that'll stay true, but we can at least say it for now. Now this is the tricky part. How do we output from these? And how do we make it condensed? I think we just have to accept that nothing produces here, or we produce pipes here. That's an option too. Yeah, we can 100% do pipes here. Actually, wait, what? Yeah, why don't I just do pipes here? And then this one can direct input here. Can I direct input from the other side? I don't think I can do a second one. So if that's the case, we can do something weird with underground. But I think we just do this. Yeah. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so this would be pipe. This would be under pipe. This should produce fast enough, honestly. But we can always speed it up if we really need. And then we don't really have anything we can produce here. Wow, yeah, sometimes, I don't know how, but sometimes I forget how inefficient these kinds of designs, these kinds of burner designs are. Just designs, burner designs in general, not specifically to this one. But yeah, burner designs use so much space for what should be simple direct feeding. Yeah, the only way to direct feed here, and let's get on our coal grid again. So that's here and here. Okay. That does not work. Yeah, we can't direct feed another. We can do a chest here though if we want to. Does that help? No. Wait, how am I planning to output from this? Probably just up here, right? Yeah. Okay, what I could do, maybe not a bad idea, would be... Let's see, that's input limited. We could do an input here. That could work. And if I really wanted to, that gives me buffered pipes as well. Not sure how many buffered pipes I need, but yeah, this would work. Other option is to buffer on the end. Like here? Somewhere over here. Not sure exactly where, but yeah, I think we should put the buffer on the end. That's probably our best bet. Input, and a chest. Yeah, okay, that's probably the better option. So it saves some inserters. Obviously, can't save them all, but it does a decent job. Input. Copy these. Hello, Tice. What are we doing tonight? We're trying to... Well, now that we changed our red belt production, I do have to fix the underground production too, so they fit together. The same thing we do every night. Fail. redesign it for the upteenth time. Oh wait. Ooh, we can save a tile here. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, we're doing great. Okay, we need to figure out a better way to buffer this. Because it doesn't really save a tile if our buffer is facing that direction. I mean, it might save a tile. We can leave it. It's possible we can just put an underground here and it ends up saving a tile. Yeah, we redesigned this a little bit. Make it more in line with this one so they have the similar size. I'm thinking I think I should put undergrounds on a belt. I think I put undergrounds on a belt. That's probably the strat. I do remember Pinky the Rain. Not well enough to quote it, though. Actually, now that you say that, though, that actually sounds... I feel like I've at least seen clips of that a lot. It seems like a popular meme. But yeah, I used to watch that. That one and I feel like Ren and Stimpy were pretty big with my brothers. Hmm. Okay, never mind. This is not nearly as complicated as I thought it would be. Yep. Okay. Cool. This is actually very easy. Well, yeah. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. we'll we'll say it's easy. That makes it feel a little bit better. Input, input, input. There we go. Okay. And then one more. Which we can copy this, but because I want to make sure it's right, I want to double check I haven't been copying this one. Okay, cool. Output, and then that one probably won't need to be an underground, but it's there if we need it. Cool. These are undergrounds. These are undergrounds. That makes this easier to work with. Okay, cool. That is hopefully all the iron production we need, consumption we need. We will need to double check this. There's also some entity savings we'll need to be doing here, but we won't worry about that quite yet. I just want to make sure they actually run right now. How do we test this? Let's see. I guess we clear everything and see if it works. But yeah, I like this new connection. It's fun. And it only uses 400 undergrounds, which is honestly only twice as much as we used before. And most of these undergrounds are entity saving, so it's not too bad. Time for another 25. Ooh, 25 stream streak. Nice. Okay, so wait, when it says 450 channel points, do you get those points? Like, is that a bonus you're getting? Or do you have to spend 450 channel points to say you have a streak? Because I'm imagining that's a bonus, but I'm not sure. Okay, cool. I wasn't. You never know. It could have been like, you've watched too much. You need to spend these. You've just gained too much. You're too rich. Okay, so I'm realizing a problem. We're testing inputs, but we don't have buffers. Whoops. Yeah, it's not like they're being used for much. I still need to figure out good redeems. Like, I've thought about sound effects now that I don't do speedrunning thing, like just random like people being able to redeem my taco songs or something. Oh, or maybe coming up with new ones. That definitely hasn't been high priority, but I've been trying to think of some. Okay, this is so much slower. Also, does it even save inserters? It's hard to say. I probably have to compare this entire thing. So that's 500. This is 450. I mean, that's still 10% fewer inserters. That's not bad. I think this doesn't consume enough iron. At least not from the bottom. So I think if we want to make this work, we need one more. You have 162,000 points. That's a lot. So I need a redeem that uses a million. Give people a goal. So I feel like any redeem I could think of that's like insanely high seems like it would be a recipe for disappointment. Why doesn't this look right? Because I put it in the wrong spot. I've seen people do like redeems for something like, oh, we get coffee, but then they immediately back out of them because they just promised to get coffee with a random person across the world thinking nobody would do it. I think what really made those, because a lot of people used to have redeems like that, and then they added then they added the gambling stuff, and then it just became very reasonable for someone to get like hundreds of thousand. Okay, aside from the lack of iron balance, this is decent. Of course, that's a pretty important part of it. Okay, what we could do is we could add a splitter, or we can like wrap it around. Maybe that would be enough. You live in a country that doesn't allow channel point gambling? I completely forgot those exist. Yeah. Oh, so you can't even get channel points that way? Maybe this will work. Oh my god, I don't like how that looks. That feels wrong. I don't know. I mean, it's not that bad, but it feels weird. Okay, can we speed it up a little bit more? Probably not. We'll leave that running for a bit. I feel like we're decent here. I think we're also... I think I'm supposed to have extra iron, right? I think... Yeah. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a little bit of spare iron here, so maybe this isn't a problem. Because we can turn the rest into extra gears if we need extra gears at the end. Yeah, it might be wise for me to figure out how to put an iron assembler somewhere. An iron assembler. Another gear assembler. Like maybe a direct fed gear assembler earlier. How much does this produce? Let's see. Maybe it's enough. Undergrounds. Actually, let's just do belt. Let's look at all the belt production we have. Okay, so these are still running, right? Yeah, those have still been running. Never mind, they haven't been running. Let's leave that running for a bit. Production, we need belt. Over the course of... Okay, it probably hasn't been backed up for long, considering it's been pretty flat. Actually, maybe... Ooh, actually... No, I can't really tell. It's probably about 5... Is that like 5... Are we making 5 red belt a second? That seems... That seems like a lot. There has to be another run. There has to be another one running somewhere. Because these are running... Honestly, they're running decently full speed. Let's see, which one's the max rate calculator? Max rate, it actually does produce 4.5 per second, so we're probably producing, and now we combine that with the one you recommended, which is analysis zone. Okay, so if they can produce up to 4.5 and they're producing at like 50%, yeah, we're only getting like 2 per second from there. That's fine. We don't need more. We definitely have a red belt assembler. One of our test ones is still running. Okay, so we're not going to look at the production stats. But iron is backing up. Okay, iron is no longer backing up. That's good. This is actually, wait, this is bad. This should be a full half belt. Okay, we clearly broke it. This is not outputting. Oh, I see it. I see the problem. Okay, so that is hopefully fixed over here. Yeah, okay, so it's fixed over there. I think we expect these to back up a little bit. Yeah, it's hard to utilize a full belt. Assembler analysis. It's pretty neat. I'm not used to it yet, but it's cool. I just like the little lines. They're fun. It's even better when you care about... Yeah, it sounds great when you care about max rate. Or when you're able to get max rate. It sounds way easier to use, too. Okay, but here's my thought. Here's my thinking. Boom. Now we have red belt production. Very, very simple red belt production. What would be really nice is if we could output this onto the other side, but I don't think we can really do that. No, there's not enough space. So yeah, we're just gonna have to use an extra tile. Not a huge deal. Like we can just do that. Then this can wrap around here instead. There you go. Actually, that's better overall. Now, I don't think we're going to be input limited. I don't think we're going to be input limited here, which is hopefully. But we can double our inputs pretty easily if we need to. But I'm pretty sure the problem here is going to be. Wait, oh, this doesn't work. We can't make this gap that tight. Unless we do something like this. Actually, we can do that. There's no reason not to do that. Unless we end up using this other side. Let's see how this works. This might work fine. This is red belt. So we're making the assumption here that we are gear limited. Significantly, which... maybe we shouldn't be making that assumption, considering our original red belt one used 6 inserters. That makes me think that we just need to get more inserters here. We could stagger it up a tile, right? We have a tile to work with. Yeah, okay. So if we have one more tile to work with, that lets us get more from... lets us access it from more sides. No idea. We'll figure that out. Input, 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 input. Does that work? Let's just we'll just get the... We'll just place some first, and then we'll worry about cleaning it up later, I guess. If we could get gears on the other side, this actually works pretty well. If we do a splitter, everything gets a lot simpler. Maybe we just do that. Like, if we do that, we're golden. Everything is nice and clean. These run well, these run well. They all run. We can even get an output here if we need. And there we go. That gives us red belt. Although I don't think I want red belt on this in a chest here, do I? Because then we have to output from this chest, which I guess isn't inherently a problem, but it's kind of tricky to do. I would rather have the chest be somewhere else. Let's see how this runs. Yeah, this doesn't get any gears until these back up, or until I get a stack size improvement. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. I thought it would be a little bit better than that. How's this running? Does this have any overhead somewhere? We could get gears from the middle. What is this? Oh, that's belt production. I mean, we have extra iron. Like, there's no reason for me to not just turn that iron into gears here. Because this one I don't care that much about. Like, this one's not a direct fed build. We don't have to save every inserter. This was just kind of redesigning this so that way they fit together better. Because this old design didn't really fit together with our old gear design. So I had to redesign it. And then hopefully we have enough time. We should also be able to do the new circuit build today, which is pretty fun. I do like the new circuit build, or figure out how to make the new circuit build work. No idea what this assembler is. Oh, that's the one that I place down all the time to check recipes. Because as far as I know, there's no way to see the recipes in the creative menu. If anybody knows, like, if there's a setting there that shows it, that would be awesome. Or a mod. But as far as I know, I don't know of any ways to do that. Because currently what I do is anytime I need to check a recipe, I just place one and place an assembler and look at it. I guess another option would be exit creative menu, but that doesn't work since I don't have everything researched. Or it's not like a perfect solution. Is this browned out somehow? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so we have some spare iron. Yeah, I think the issue is we just need to use the spare iron. And then I'm thinking we can probably extend the furnace lane 2 furnaces, so that way we can get extra iron if necessary. Those would take, honestly, they'll take like 30 minutes to fill though, or before it starts. Yeah, that's not worth it. We can get... Actually, do we need iron anywhere else? This is the last iron we produce for a bit. Until the mall. Oh, wait, our new circuit design is going to be fantastic for this. Or a gear design. I completely forgot we have these up here. This is, what is this? 14 assembly machines? Okay, so that's like... Yeah, that's like 30 easy. Yeah, it's like 30 to 40, probably like 40 to 50 easy circuit saves, or easy inserter saves. That's fantastic. Okay, so we have gears now. I don't understand why we have gears now. Is it just, it takes that long for it to back up? It's possible it just takes that long to back up. Now we're producing undergrounds. Way too slowly, though. Okay, that's partially why. Because these ones are supposed to grab the undergrounds, and then these are all supposed to access gears. You know, honestly, this isn't too bad. We can do another assembler if we need. We could also possibly try to get gears from another side. But honestly, I think this is enough, because this isn't for like the outpost. Actually, it is for the outpost, but we don't need a ton of underground for the outpost, because our outpost is mostly going to be red belt. We only need a couple red underground. Actually, we probably don't need any. Because let's see, where's our outpost? These drills. So we're loading it. We can obviously replace these with just yellow belt. That would be great. We probably don't need a buffer chest here, although that has nothing to do with red belt. So this whole outpost uses 10 red belt. There's no reason for us to use any here, right? Because chances are this is not... Is this a yellow belt? Actually, this might be a red belt. Okay, that's not bad. That means worst case scenario, we use 8. Because then the second half of this lane is going to be done with, can be done with yellow belt if we downgrade it. And then there's also no reason for these to be undergrounds. Right? How did I delete that? That was weird. Yeah, like there's absolutely no reason for these to be red belt. We can downgrade halfway. Might even be better. Probably not better, but I don't think it's going to be worse. Okay, so that means we need 1 yellow belt. Actually, do we? Wait, these are 1.2, right? 1.2 times 6. Yeah, this isn't a red belt. Okay. Why do I have red belt here? Cool. Okay, so we do not need red belt in the outpost. Well, okay, we do need red belt for the outpost. We need it for possibly, like, stretches here. It depends how we end up doing the... It depends up how we end up doing the mining lanes. Because I think the only way we can get enough patches is if we compress things and use like 60 or 70 miners in the center, and then the edges use like 40. And that requires the center to have a yellow belt, or we send the belt all the way around. Yeah, actually, there's ways to design it without. There's definitely ways to design it. We don't need to stress. We don't need to stress too much. And then this probably still has enough of a capacity. We're actually going, just for counting purposes, we're going to do full lengths here. Move this over a tile. This should be fine. Okay, let's see how much this can get me. This is 48. Let's multiply it by 6. Be a bit conservative. That's 240. That's not too bad. 240 backup coal. I feel like we would actually want it to be a little bit more though, because I think we want at least 200. We want 200. Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Well, I guess we have all the stuff backed up on the belt too, but that's actually not a ton. Okay, and then again, these have no reason to be red. Well, these do technically have a reason to be a red belt, but not really. Yeah, let's just downgrade everything. The only thing that needs to be red belt is these side loads, and we can make those much shorter. Okay, cool. Hopefully this is the actual outpost that we've been using for testing. I think it is. This is the only functional outpost we have. And even then, it's not completely functional. We also have this one. Okay, maybe we can just copy that. Let's see, where do we paste it? Huh. Oh, I have an idea. There we go. Now we can see it, and we can paste it later. There we go. We'll make it a problem for future me. Much, much nicer. Okay, these are working pretty well. They're not getting a ton of gears, and iron is backed up. Okay, we need a gear assembler here. I think we can't avoid it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't tessellate well. That's unfortunate. I guess we can just do a gear assembler here, right? Like, there's not an inherent problem to this. The real problem here is now we're probably gonna have iron issues. That's fine. That's fine. I think we'll be okay. And then if we really want, we can send this over there. Maybe anything extra gets consumed. Input, 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 and then yeah, there's not enough space to send iron that way. That's fine. This needs to go one tile over, and I want to output on this side. That's easy enough. Okay, so gears, gears, module, module. Something like this. Input, input, output, input, output. Yeah, okay. That works. That works a lot better than I thought it would. I don't know why. If I felt like that would be a lot messier. And then we just end that there. Okay. That is, you know what? That is a smaller footprint. Because we're comparing this whole section now to this. Let's see, height. It's a lot shorter. Definitely a lot shorter. It's like 30% shorter, and honestly a similar width. Okay, cool. This is solid. Aside from the fact that it's not fully set up, but you know, conceptually it's solid. That's what matters. And all of these undergrounds will be placed anyway, so let's see, move the power pole. That would be a good idea. Perfect. Let's move that down then. Okay, I really hope there's actually coal here. There we go. And this is why we haven't been worrying about power poles, because they're the last thing that really need to be placed. I hope this is correct. I think these are in the position I want them to be. Yeah, the only thing we have over here that isn't in the correct spot is all of this. And that's really just, they just need to be compressed. Like, I think it needs to go like one tile to the right and like 2 tiles down, but I'm not entirely sure about that. It's rotating the wrong way. Okay, so this will consume any extra iron. Okay, so that should help a lot with the underground production. Cool. And then we have not figured out how to output from this. We won't worry about it. I won't worry about it. Yeah, I don't like how these... Actually, I might send this down. Because the way that I had it, side loading here, it does save an entity, but it makes it that it can only send this one to this top section. It's not that balanced, which might actually make a difference sometimes. Okay, cool. Then the steel lane will go right here. I think this whole section works good. We do need to cut some of it, so let's actually just copy it somewhere else and then cut it down, because we no longer need this part of it. And then this is an iron lane, I think? Yeah, it's an iron lane. So this is the only section we need here. Well, it's a good chunk of it, but yeah, we don't need the whole thing. Okay, let's see if we can get steel and bricks to connect. I think we can. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. And then it tesslates... Oh, this goes onto a different coal grid. I really like the steel lane, but the fact that it's on a different coal grid means it doesn't tessellate well. So that makes me think that I actually want copper first. Solely for the reason of, if I'm gonna go off the coal grid, I want to do it... Yeah, if I'm gonna go off the coal grid, I probably want to do it as late as I can for this section. Because after this point, I think it's totally fine. I don't think anything's got to be on the coal grid. So it would be nice if we had one more thing that's on it. And I don't think it really makes a difference. Wait, yes it does. Well... Okay, it technically... It means I'm going to have to upgrade like 370 furnaces instead of 240 from stone. Yeah, that's not a problem. It's easy enough to upgrade. I haven't tested it before. If you place a blueprint with furnaces on top of another furnace, does that upgrade it, or do I just have to use blueprint, an upgrade planner? I'm assuming, yeah. That's what I figured. Upgrade planners are very easy. We'll still be at the computer at this point too, so we'll just make sure in our blueprints we have an upgrade planner. And these will all be made with steel furnaces. They'll be running stone furnaces. They'll be running slightly slow while bots build them. That's fine. First things we do is upgrade them. And in that case, it does not matter which order we build things. Also, I'm looking at it. If the steel lane is on the other side over here where the rails are, across the rail, because the rail is going to disrupt our coal lane anyway, this will give us a chance to do a new coal lane next to the rail. So yeah, I'm thinking iron, more iron, and copper is the way to go here. And then, where does all this iron go to? I rotated something. I heard the rotate sound. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, so let's see. This was the mall that we made. Looking at the mall, it needs needs a lot of gears. It needs gears, and I wouldn't say it uses gears and iron in probably a 1-to-1 ratio. Because the main thing that's going to be consuming them is these. So one of these, this is like 9 iron and like 10 gears or something. That's 1-to-1 ratio. These are 1-to-1. These are 1-to-1. These are 1-to-1. And that's most of our iron consumption. So it's like probably not that much past 1-to-1 ratio. Now, underground belts, I don't know why we're producing underground belts here. I think for simplicity's sake. Oh, I don't actually know. I guess there's... Oh, wait. I think that was because originally I wasn't going to have these on a belt. But now that these aren't a belt, we should just use these. We can always add extra later. Okay. So that means we need... Let's do gears first. So this is nice. This is using basically this lane. And then I think I like the extended length here. We need to output from both sides. We're also doing... Okay, we can do 14 assemblers, I think, worth of gears. Or no, 13 assemblers worth of gears. Cool. Yeah, that will use entirely in one lane. It does output more than one lane, which is kind of a problem. I think we'll just have to do a little bit of red belt. Yo, what's up, Pep? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this is we're doing prep for the long run that I want to do in a couple months. We'll be working on it a lot more. But yeah, this is what we have so far. As a rough estimate, this is about how big the base should be in the end. So it looks like we're about 20% of the way there, which honestly is not too bad. Because a lot of these designs, I think, will be cut and paste from previous stuff. Also, it won't actually be this big. That's why the estimate's 20%, because it's probably going to be more like this size. You got lots of work right now, but it's work you can do with a stream in the background. Nice. The best kind of work. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends. Sometimes you want more active work. Okay. Yeah, let's use the direct fed gears, and then this is outputting... This outputs more than a belt. This outputs more than a belt. Oh, these are input limited. They don't output more than a belt. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Moral of the story, though, is we need this design again. But we need a second one, so... I'm not looking forward to connecting coal. I'm not looking forward to connecting coal to all of these. I'm putting it out there. It's gonna be a mess. Also, I see so many orphans here. Don't I have the orphan? Is that this one? There we go. Yeah, there's this mod called Orphan Finder, which is it's a rough name, but it's basically showing any unpaired underground, like this. So that way, like if you just wasted an underground somewhere, it's easy to tell. Now, unfortunately, it's not perfect because a lot of these are intentional, but you know, it's good for spotting things like this, which those ones are not intentional. But like we use them to like cap things at the end or just use them for consistency. Like, this is a little bit more expensive than this, but it's not a huge difference, so we don't need to fix those. But we might as well. So that way they stop blinking. And it tells me if my coal lane stops going, so that's cool. That part's actually nice. Okay, now we turn it off because it's blinking too fast. Or you could disable it. There we go. Oh. Whoa. Is that from... That must be from editor extension. Cool. I did not realize editor extension added like a map editor mode. I like that. Okay, so this looks really nice. Oh, there's all this dead space here. I have no idea what we're going to do with this. But it is way less dead space than we had before, which was this same thing, except it also went up to here. So yeah, it is less dead space. I'm sure we can do something. Like maybe we can fit the mall in there somehow, or just have a bunch of charging stations. I don't know. I think there's always going to be dead space. Storage, maybe? Like, for trees? I don't know. For not trees. Although I imagine storage will just be throughout the base. What do they do? Do they have dead zones? They have some, like right here. They don't have as many, but there are some. Okay. So if the normal base can have some gaps, we can have some gaps and not stress about it. And then, like I said, there might be some way to utilize it. Either with like extra, like we could turn this into extra gears and send this up here. Like that's a great way to utilize it. For any time we have extra iron. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. And then I said I wanted this to be 13 long, but that because it backs up on the belt, I don't know if it actually matters. So let's do a max rate calculator real quick. Max rate is this one. It says this does 8.76. Actually, wait, I can just do red belt, right? Is that a problem? No, we'll have red belt automated. Okay. We can just get extra gears. We can just do red belt. Cool. So I believe this is the one that's 26 furnaces, right? Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, so we need a 50-50 split somehow with 13. Something tells me that's not possible. I don't know. maybe I've been out of the math game for too long. But I don't think I can do that. Also, how do I do this? I don't think there's any way to make this work without red undergrounds. Actually, wait, I have an idea. It uses a lot more entities, but what we could do is we could snake the red belt. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh. Oh. Okay, we don't have red underground, right? Not enough. What's our production? Actually, I think what I'm going to do is copy this to a new map real quick. Because rate calculator is not going to be helpful here. So yeah, we're just going to take this blueprint. We're going to go test it somewhere else. So this is ball melt? No, wait. Mall belt. Mall belts. There we go. The other way around. Very different sentences. Okay, let's just load our testing world, which we have one here, which we just load and then we save it as something else, or you just don't save it. Because what I had been doing is generated a new map every time. Okay, and then we take the blueprint, which is ball melt. There we go. And then we play, because I don't know what we're missing. I think we're missing coal in a lot of spots. Infinity loader, that will work. Okay, and unfortunately we're on a coal grid right now, so it's very easy to like paste things as needed, because it's easy to tell where things go. Okay, those are nicely powered. Okay, how much are we actually producing? Let's find out. It seems to be up to its full speed now. That's very good. Actually, no, it's not. Stack size 2. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, that's why we made a testing thing. Right. It makes more sense. Somehow this isn't running. Oh, this is the one. This is the new lane, right? This is the lane we're trying to connect. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a complete mess. uh, Absolute mess. Oh, wait, this doesn't work. This doesn't pass through here. You know, if I really want to, I could use like random. I could use random stretches of red undergrounds here. That's not the end of the world. What else can we do? We might be able to sideload this in a different spot. So like, there's a chance we can do. Ooh, wait. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Well, that's an easy fix. Okay, so that gives that one. This one is somehow not... Okay, this one just didn't have an inserter. That's an easy fix. We need to make sure we save this blueprint, considering we changed things. Wasn't there one over here that was broken? Yeah, I think there was one over here that was broken, but it was an easy fix. Okay. So, we need to either snake it. Also, let's pull up Orphan Finder, get rid of all of these. Wait, that's not an orphan. Actually, we need to change a lot of these, so we don't need to stress about that right now. What we need to be considering is how do we get coal over there? Which, okay, so that one's really easy. For some reason, this one isn't. Is this the only one that's a problem, this middle section? These two middle sections? Oh, wait, that's actually not too bad. If we have two middle sections here that are problematic, that is a total of 2 red underground belts. We can live with 2 red underground belts to simplify this entire section. I think I am 100% on board with that. So basically I just make this an underground and this an underground. Nothing's grabbing from it, so it's safe. We don't cause any brownouts with that. That's good. This one probably... Actually, no, this one doesn't need that fix. This one might. Actually, no, this one's fine too. There is not a pattern here, which I don't love. The lack of pattern is kind of annoying, but it's not so annoying that it's worth it's not worth trying to fix, because I think fixing it wastes some belt, right? Actually, no, it is worth trying to fix, because that makes copying and pasting it a lot easier. Because then these are in a pattern for the first half, and then the last 13 are in a separate pattern. Okay, that seems reasonable. Now we have a couple options here. One of them, same option we had earlier, which is use... It looks like we need 6 red belt to make this not an issue. That's not too bad. Oh wait, make that 8 red belt. And then these ones in the beginning, these ones are fine. There's also this option. I think that side... Ooh, that actually side loads on the correct side. No, that's totally fine. Okay, so those are on the correct side. Cool. That makes it that we don't have to do anything wonky here. Well, okay, aside from the whole thing, which is a little bit wonky. Input. Let's try to keep a pattern, so that way when we fix things, it goes a lot smoother. Okay, this one, I don't think we have a workaround for, do we? Okay, never mind. I immediately was wrong. Cool. Yeah, that's straightforward. Okay, same thing here. Is this your joke for April Fools? You have a nice one yourself for default settings? Ooh, is yours secret, or can I know it? Because now I'm curious what it is. But yeah, this was... I mean, it's not... This wasn't intended as a joke. It's just... I think the time it'll take to finish it lines up nicely with April Fools. So I figured I might as well aim for that. No coal for power. So what, you're using all solar power until you get to... All solar power until you get to solid fuel or something? Oh gosh, wait, solid fuel and... Yeah, that sounds rough. On default settings to get all that solar power. Okay, so this is when we get off of the pattern, and then we have to figure out how we connect these. Okay, so we have 6 and we have 13. That's very annoying. Okay, but these need to actually be... Oh wait, we don't have enough belt throughput for this. That's why we were trying to save red belt where we were. Oh right, I forgot about wood. Yeah, that makes things a little bit nicer. I mean, not a ton nicer, but at least means you have some power until solar, other than... I don't know. I mean, I guess I was just expecting no power, but that wouldn't work. I was just expecting handcrafting solar panels forever, but you do need some power for the lab regardless. But yeah, basically the problem that I have right now, we can only do 5 onto a single belt here before we have to switch to red belts. Which red belt's fully automated by this point, that's great. We should have a decent amount by now, at least enough to use here. So now... Now is where the problem lies. Okay, so we have 2 options. We can either use 2 extra entities or 2 red belt. Those are our 2 options. Honestly, I think just to keep it simple, just this is the best. I think this is the best option here. Because, like, I'm liking the idea of not having to snake it. Because I could snake it like this and avoid using an underground, but that uses extra red belt. So much extra red belt that I think it's the cost of the red underground. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, it's the only reason it's possible. Yeah, I guess I was just... Imaginary fuel comes out of nowhere. And then imagine if ore only spawned on water and you have to landfill to unlock each patch. Oh, isn't that basically the archipelago run? Kind of. Or wait, do you mean like actually spawned on water? Like you have to put landfill under every single tile? Because that actually would be... That sounds even worse. Because then you have to have 1 landfill for every iron ore you get, basically. Well, not for every, for every tile. Honestly, you would probably... I think in that situation, you would start doing those spread out designs that a lot of beginner players do. You know, these ones that try to, like, maximize the patch. Like, with these gaps. I 100% imagine a world where we do this to save landfill. Because what does this reduces it by like 40%. And then you speed mod it. Yeah, it could work. Okay, these have been running well enough. What's our production? Okay, so this gives us 140 belt per minute, 8 underground belt per minute, and 8 red underground belt per minute, and 8 red yellow belt per minute. That's so bad. We have 300 belt per minute though. Oh wait. Okay, so it's a little bit better than I thought. We haven't been buffering undergrounds. Okay, so we should be producing way more underground than that. Let's just put a chest somewhere. Okay, yeah, we should be producing way more now. How long should we run it? Probably don't need to run it that long. Okay, that's way nicer. It's like... Yeah, that explains why they are 1-to-1 ratio. I thought it was just like, wow, what a cool coincidence. But yeah, no, we produce like 10, 15 times more than we do. Okay, but that red underground production is brutal. Are we out of iron? We do have some iron to work with, right? Actually, we don't. Huh, okay, honestly, if we're consuming 2 whole iron lanes, I think we're fine. Oh, but we're not consuming 2 iron lanes. Maybe we should do the extra furnaces on the end. Because the way we have it designed, we're not using the full lane. 475 red and 250 before solar, Steelix included. Yeah, Steelix seems like a good investment there. That's at least 1,000 wood needed just to smelt and mine ores. What is that, 250 trees? That's not too bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but that's only like 10 minutes of wood chopping. I mean, that means nothing else runs while you're doing that, but still. For some reason, I was thinking it would be a lot higher. I guess you just don't need a ton of power for bare minimum. Okay, you know, I think I like this. I think I like this design. Pretty happy with it. Only downside is things are not balanced, right? We have 6 on one side. Wait, we have 5 on one side, 8 on the other. Hand crank generator? Oh wait, what? Hold on, what is this mod? Hand crank generator. I'm assuming it's just you hold right click on it or left click on it or whatever key. Rotate. That makes sense. That's perfect. It uses the rotate button. You have to be pretty close to grab the handle with your short arms. Oh, that's a great mod. And then still chop to electric furnaces, but at least steel furnaces are twice as effective. Do you think you'll be using electric furnaces in this? Over like solid fuel? Or is that also not allowed? Not possible if you want to submit it. What? Oh, you mean the mod. Oh, you were talking about the hand crank one. Murder inserter changes the burner inserter to murder inserter? What? That doesn't tell me anything. Should I download this? European green version of Factorio game. So is the, yeah, I like how yours is the exact opposite of my plan, which is to do the least environmentally friendly thing we can do. Okay, I think I see. No, I don't. Wait, do I? Yes, okay, I think I see a way we can get them balanced. Okay, this should work. This should work. Okay, we just shift this over one tile and then we're good. Okay, yeah, that was pretty painless. They don't need this gap here, but it doesn't matter. So this should be 7 and 7. What? Which one doesn't run? Wait, what? What? Oh. Right, I forgot this right half is built around having... Okay, this right half was built around the underground design, which is a little bit different. Not a ton. But yeah, that makes way more sense. I like how the idea of green is to burn way more trees than you normally do. I feel like I wonder if that's better. I feel like it's not better for the environment in the long run, but I can't say for sure. It might be. Okay, there we go. This is much nicer. And then for consistency's sake, let's just output from the right. There we go. Okay, copy this down. This should tessellate now. And then I think we got off the pattern somehow. So let's just copy it again. That should work. Okay, cool. Does this work? I think it does. Okay, so now we have 7 and 13. That's fine. Trees will go back, just not in Factorio. Yeah, I guess they would. I mean, there's mods that make it grow back in Factorio. That counts. Sorry, my throat was a bit cleared up. Let's see. Someone messaging me. Is it important? No, it is not. Okay, I do only have like 20 minutes left though, so I should finish this up. This looks pretty nice. We'll need to figure out how to improve this. This is also, I am absolutely terrified for when we have to make red belts for our main outpost. We don't use a ton of red undergrounds in our main outpost, so I guess it's less concerning. But like, this produces like 8 per minute. Largely that's because most of what we need right now is regular undergrounds. It's just the thought of having to produce like 100 per minute of these. I don't like that thought. I really don't. This doesn't buffer fast enough, does it? Yeah, we'll just do something like this for now. At least works. Test how streaming would work for you. Tragic, you might need to use PC and not laptop for this. Streaming, especially, I'm assuming, if it's a laptop, do you not have like a... It probably doesn't have like a dedicated... I mean, I guess it could. Does it have like a dedicated NVIDIA card? Because otherwise, yeah, the overhead for streaming is going to be rough. Okay, this is the circuit lane. No, not circuit lane. This is the belt lane. A broken NVIDIA card. Oh, that's different. I mean, at least it's an NVIDIA card. How does that work? Is there a laptop with an iGPU and an NVIDIA card? That's weird. I feel like laptops try so hard to like save on things like that. You would think they would not want the wasted GPU. But I guess a lot of chips these days just had both, so might as well. Okay, do I trust myself enough to just delete this? Guess we'll find out. I mean, considering I did delete it, obviously the answer is yes, but I think the better question is, should I trust myself enough for that? Okay, we got our gear lane back, and then I said I wanted to do green circuits next. So, we have a couple options for how to do green chips. And I think this is the one we go with. We had 2 lanes. One of them is half direct fed. This one's pretty good. But if we don't have spare iron from our original lane anyway, we might as well direct feed the entire thing because it looks cool, right? Which was this design. We actually only need 1/2, which is nice. This gives us 12 furnaces to work with. It would be nice if we could figure out what to do with the other half. But I think this would fit perfectly here. And actually, wait. If we don't use all of the iron, there's a chance that we can... If we redesign this a little bit to be a little bit shorter, we could probably steal... Wait, what are these? Oh, that was just to make them back up a little faster. It's not really worth it. Sometimes it's easier to split the ore instead of the plate lanes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Actually, that's what I'm thinking right now. Where instead of like worrying about the plate lanes, we could probably take from this. Because if we cut this by like 2 furnaces, there's probably enough extra ore to steal from this. Now, that does have problems later once we get into stack size 3. I could permanently set these to stack size 2 if we want. But I guess if there's issues with it, it would fix itself. Yeah, I'm thinking just having extra furnaces is probably going to be a lot easier than trying to like balance lanes. Also, these don't run for some reason. I think it's just because we're not sending enough coal through them. And it just takes a few minutes to back up. It's probably that. Because this is not moving nearly enough. This is kind of unrealistic. This isn't how they'll be set up in the actual run. In the actual run, it's probably going to be something like solid fuel, and we're going to have like 2 assemblers or something. Yeah, this looks good. Honestly, these run really well too. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. This is working nicely. Except for this part. These run so poorly. Am I running at full speed? Wow, after running at like times 30 speed, this looks rough. These are not getting any iron, so this top half isn't running. Okay, it's the fuel issue again. We'll just ignore it for now. But yeah, this is also way too long for all the circuits I need, right? What was my original lane? My original lane had 12 assemblers, which is... I don't know why I have 12 assemblers going into a yellow belt. So that means this is unnecessarily long, which means we can actually make do with... You think your first research will be trains and later stack size 2? No, it's the other way around. 100% the other way around. Wait, what do you consider stack size 2? I guess that's the better question. Is stack size 2 for you this one, or is it the green research? Because I consider stack size 2 this one. Trains are pretty late. Well, trains are actually super early for the research because we need it for the achievement. So those are going to be our first green research, but that's just because of Gotlap. We won't need trains for an hour after that. Okay, yeah, so this one is going to be researched. It's going to be researched before we have any train production other than the train for Gotlap, because 90% of our base... Actually, yeah, almost... No, actually, no. 90% is probably accurate. The only part of our base that doesn't rely on stack size 2 is this. But making a burner base that doesn't rely on stack size 2 early on means you're building like twice as much. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So yeah, this is the only part of the base that doesn't need stack size 2 by the time we'll have it researched. So things are going to run at like 60% speed and then bump to like 100% speed or something like that. Which is fine. Yeah, this is pretty decent. It's just way too long. Because what do we need? We need circuits for this, 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 and this. Which to me does not feel like a lane of circuits. I think we can make do with half a lane of circuits. Because what else do we need? These are slow producing, these are slow producing. This uses a lot of circuits, but they're labs, so we don't need a ton of them. This, fast splitters, yeah, honestly, 60% is not bad. All things considered. Because, like, we're talking, I have 4 inserters going in and out of an inserter, plus the fueling ones. We're talking 8 inserters for 60%. If I could get it more fast, that would be pretty impressive. So I think this is already pretty solid. The only way to get it faster would be to have more outputs on each side. And that requires some to be self-feeding. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I mean, we could do it without self-feeding. It just becomes slow to build at that point. Yeah, and then they'll work at full speed, and then they'll get a assembly machine upgrade, and then they'll be at 80% speed again, but we'll have more production. Because then it'll be in percent of 3. Or better inserters. Better inserters would work. I don't know. I don't think Factorio has better inserters. The early mall is massive compared to 100%. It's not. It's massive in terms of how many assembly machines it has. It's only massive in terms of size. It's not competitive in terms of production. Because everything's running so slowly. Because that's comparing to... where is it? Here? No. Which part of it is it? I think it's over here? I can't remember which part of it is the normal base. This one? Yeah. No, that's just for science. So this one is this plus the starter, the on-patch base, which I guess I don't have. But this is equivalent to this section, I think. No, not that section. Where's the long mall? A bit lower from science. So I just didn't zoom down far enough. Ah, there it is. Thank you. Okay, but yeah, this is equivalent. Wait, this is hand-built? No, that's not hand-built. There we go. This is hand built. Yeah, size-wise, ours is massive. Green chip-wise, I think we have similar here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, size-wise, ours is like twice the size. Production-wise, let's see, we have the same amount of gear assemblers, a little less. But yeah, we have like the same amount of gear assemblers and okay, the circuit, right? Our circuit production does look larger. Forgot about that. These are not built until red science, and these aren't either. Initially, it's just going to be these. Gosh, I wish we could make it competitive in production. Yeah, space-wise, it's awful. I might look into sushi. I might look into a sushi mall. There is a possibility we do sushi for the mall. That would make it significantly more compact, but it would require us to put like 300 inserters on logic. But it would make this section really, really fast to build. So that is not... It's not an option. We do run into throughput issues, but I think we can figure that out. Yeah, this part and this is what will feed the mall itself. Iron, I think this gets built later. We just have it there for positioning, so we might put it in a different spot. Not entirely sure. And then I said I only needed half of this, which I hope that's correct. You know, this makes me think that we can just get some here. Circuits are only for assemblers and splitters to oil and potentially additional pumps. Our circuits are... Our requirement for circuits is a little bit different. So for us, if we do circuit network, it is because we need to do self-feeding inserters. So yeah, there's not a ton that we need to like compare to the original base. I just use it occasionally as like a reference, but a lot of things end up looking so much different anyway. Okay. Yeah, I think we can line this up. At least we don't have to stress too much about like meeting their specs. Okay, I think this works, right? We would have to cut this to 13 or down to 24. That would be fine. Yeah, that's an easy fix. Yeah, we can cut an end off there. Because honestly, this is pretty neat. That is very... This is very compact, or works really well. We could probably send gears up here too, and then have them all right here. Ooh, actually that's really nice. Because that's the right size. I love how few circuits our mall has. And I'm like, yeah, this is enough. At least to start with. We can always do more later. We could leave space for more here, or we could do more in a different spot. I'm torn there. It is very easy to do a full lane of circuits, though. That does require us to probably get more iron. Because let's see, this would be 36 furnaces, which is more than we can run here. We could have a dedicated belt, though. Yeah, we could just have a splitter here. That would be fine. Okay, this makes it one tile more compact and eliminates any option for future expansion. That makes me think it's not worth it. Let's shift it up a tile. We'll just say we have coal here. How much iron you need early on? Yes, for underground. Yeah. Yes, we need iron. That's how much iron we need, exactly. But yeah, this works really well. This is off center. This is off the grid, which is not so well, but yeah, I think this works. And then, oh, this is one tile too high. Oh, that's annoying. Oh wait, it's two tiles. It's two tiles too high. That's less annoying. Two tiles too high means there isn't that much we can do to condense it. If it was one tile too high, we could do some weird spaghetti. But we don't have to stress about that, so that's nice. Okay, so this tessellate's here. That's the wrong side, but the idea is there. There we go. Still on the wrong side. There we go. That should work. Yeah, okay, so that gives us a full lane of circuits. Cool. Now, how do we do this? Lots of options, honestly. All of them require a bunch of undergrounds. Why was this a full-length drag and this a 3? Wait. Oh, because I kept a different pattern. Okay. That should be very nice. It's great. Okay. Yeah. You're not kidding. The amount of undergrounds we'll have to produce in our starter mall is definitely going to be a little bit higher, I think. Um, not for this section. I mean, okay, yes, for this section. But this section right here, we need to produce a lot of undergrounds early. So yeah, we'll probably have like half a belt of iron going into undergrounds as like our 7th assembling machine, which is just insane to me. Or our 7th mall assembling machine. Just because we need a lot of undergrounds because of our coal grid, right? Like this is we need to produce 1,000 undergrounds for just to get up to bots, which might be able to find a blueprint in here. That where do bots start? Bots probably start at. I'm assuming bots are here. Because if I were making a distinction between like blueprints, I would probably make that the version number. Yep, this looks like the last of the hand building. Yeah, this would have been a lot easier to find things, huh? When I was looking for them all, I could have just pasted this blueprint. What was I looking for? Their underground production? Oh yeah, I wanted to see how many undergrounds. Okay, so we used 10 times the undergrounds by this point in the run, which is just hilarious to me. Normally you start to use a lot of them only with bots and easy drags. You need to paste a few hundreds by hand. Yeah, the reason we need so many, it's either that or we use 500 splitters. So like, it's not like the undergrounds are an additional cost compared to any other burner design. It's just burners are going to either use 1,000 undergrounds or 500 splitters. And let me say, both of those are expensive. Both of those are very expensive. The splitters are actually less space efficient or require logic, hence undergrounds. Yeah, there's fun designs, but yeah, did not realize my underground count was that much higher. I mean, I should have expected it, but I thought they would be a little bit closer. Okay, so all of that was for moving this up a few tiles, which now that I'm building it, I probably care about saving these entities, but we don't have to worry about that quite yet. That's fine. We'll keep the pattern as far as we can go. And then we'll make a new pattern. There we go. That reminds me, I was watching something the other day. And like someone was giving an example of something and they didn't show the pattern repeat. It's like they did this and then they did this and then they did something like this. And then they added a fourth thing. And it was like that. And it's like, by now you probably see the pattern. And it's just like, no, there's not a pattern here yet. What are you talking about? Like, they were clearly leading into a pattern. Like, this was the end of it. And like, there we go. Now we kind of see a pattern. But it was really funny. They didn't show anything repeat yet in their like example. And then they're like, yep, there's a pattern here now. It's like, you're following along. You probably figured it out. And like, you could figure it out based on the context clues of what they were saying, that there's supposed to be a pattern there. It's just, not enough info for a pattern yet. I don't know. I liked it. It made me happy for some reason. It was just silly. But there we go. This should be a decent green chip lane. It is incredibly not limited on ore. But here's my thinking, right? This will actually be powered by ore from over here, and then we don't have to worry about splitting this off. Because we should have extra ore early on that we can get from like the same patch over here. Have some inserters. We can have undergrounds connected that we don't even have to build. We'll probably have them placed so that way bots can do them, and we know what to not to avoid. But that way we don't have to worry about connecting a new copper patch, and the same thing with an iron. We'll just have one of these iron lanes give a little bit extra. Because this is, I don't think this uses an entire lane of copper. It uses like 80% of a lane of copper and like half a lane of iron or something. I don't know. Half of an iron lane. Yeah, it's not a ton. But let's make sure it actually works before I start planning around it. But yeah, and we can start. I don't think we need to start using undergrounds everywhere to save entities. We probably can at this point though, because they're mostly full drags. Like it's pretty close. It's like it saves 60% of the entities for like twice the cost, which considering this mall, we're probably good on that. Considering we produce 200 we produce like 200 or what was it, like 200 or 100 of these per minute. So yeah, we should be good to start saving entities now. Only downside is this thing, we won't be able to support by half building it by hand. I was hoping we could originally do that, but bots are going to have to build all of that by themselves. Not necessarily a problem, because it's not like this is a ton of entities for it to get placed. Like, it's only 1,000, or actually less than 1,000. This is like 500 or so. So it's not the end of the world. Bots place all of that by hand. We can't help them with anything. Doesn't underground just drag if they are ghosted, even if not? Yes, if you have the underground out. That only works if you have no belt in between, though, which is unfortunate. But yeah, if you're doing something like... If I'm just supplementing these, yeah, I could do that. Like this section, I could build these by hand. But there's no real point to build this section by hand. And then this one is just way too complicated to try to build by hand, because one mistake would break so much. That's really my concern. It's not that, like, Smart Belt wouldn't kind of fix it, it's just that there's such a high chance for error here for, like, saving a few entities that I just wasn't going to bother. But we do use that here. We do use that concept here, where it's, like, much less complicated, much easier to see when you break things. Because these are all 3 length, so we can use the ghost and just boop, 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 and it'll be perfect. Still need to figure out what to do here. Maybe we do nothing here. Another option is we take this and we mirror it, but that's a bad option. Because that just gives us a big square here, but it doesn't actually fill it with anything. Okay, should I put, I don't know, I mean, this clearly is working just fine. But yeah, this is the mall. This overproduces copper, so we will waste some furnaces here, but like this whole thing, this saves like 100 inserters, I think. So even though they're backed up a lot, it's pretty nice. It saves a lot of inserters that I think it's worth it. Because you're saving the wire inputs and the electronic circuit inputs. Maybe not 100. It's pretty close. This one's a lot. Direct feeding on a circuit lane is pretty big. Okay, I like this. 6, 6. Okay, that's good. This is 24 long. That's also good. Oh wait, this is supposed to get copper halfway down the line. Right here. There we go. That's why it wasn't working fully. And then there should be enough iron here. If not, we can split off of this, because there is some supplementing iron. As long as we make sure things on the correct side, we can supplement it. Don't think we're going to have to worry about that, though. Okay, but yeah, that's it for me today. That was my goal. I mostly just wanted to redesign this. For comparison, okay, it's going to be a little bit hard to compare, because we haven't fully remade it. because we have a we're missing like a weird middle section of it. Let's just do section by section. Okay, so this is the first thing we removed. This is compared to this central section right here. So let's see, it is roughly the same width, but it's like 20 tiles higher or lower. That's nice. Inserter count down by about 100. Cool. Underground count, we can't really compare because this one's also more optimized for bot placement, so it's not really a comparison we can make. Because this one also uses 1,000 more regular belt. But yeah, saves 100 inserters. Those are also the inserters that are going to be pretty actively running too, so that's very good. Well, actually, okay, not a completely fair comparison. There we go. Yeah, more like 60 inserters, but still very nice. And then the second section that we made was this, and was this entire section. So this is what the circuit lane originally looked like, with the 4 smelting lanes. I guess we haven't fully remade the smelting lanes, but those aren't too big of a deal. And now it's replaced by this. Okay, size-wise, this one doesn't look a ton better. But I don't think that's... Yeah, okay, size-wise, this one's not as big of an improvement. And then how do we count these? Let's cut these. There we go. Okay, so that's 376 versus 360. Okay, did we do something wrong here? Are we comparing apples to oranges right now? Because those should be a lot farther apart. Very confused. This is 48. That's 52. Oh, this is the extra one that we don't need anymore, right? Oh, right. These were self-feeding. That's why the entity count isn't that much different. Was this not built right? I feel like the inserter difference should be more than that, though. Like, it obviously saves some inserters. Oh, I guess because we're idling more assembling machines. Still better. Still, I think it's still better overall because it's also saving logic, which is harder to compare, but not having logic is very nice. Not having to do anything funky with the inserters here, I'm looking forward to. And then, actually, we should have that. Let's get that iron. Let's get the last iron lane built while I'm thinking about it. Let's see, we need... This doesn't use a lot of iron, right? This is 12. So that makes me think we could somehow incorporate this with a regular lane and, like, split the ore. Because I'm thinking we have an iron lane here. Like, right here. That's, like, 3/4 of an iron lane. And then this gets the last quarter. I think that would work well. Can we do that with red belt? I think we can do it with red belt. Because what we need right now is this section. Yeah, and that would use up 2 full lanes of iron between these two, which is the goal. Once again, the pattern is not here, which is unfortunate. Or make a second green... Well, we don't need more green circuits. That's the thing. We can make a green circuit line and flip it, but we don't have a benefit for it. So we're just trying... We just need more iron right now. Yeah, our circuit requirement for the outpost is really low because we don't need circuits for our miners or our inserters. And we mostly just need undergrounds. So our circuit requirement is probably like less than half, maybe a third. It's pretty drastic difference. But in the future lanes, when we do like the red chip lane and stuff, we'll definitely be doing that. We'll be flipping the circuit lane. Because I'm imagining we did this, and then there's a chem plant in here. That's annoying. And then another one right here that's slightly staggered. Something along those lines. And then that gives us like 2 full belts of green chips. We'll be using that a ton whenever we start making the outpost. the circuit outpost productions. Blue chips? Oh yeah, blue chips will be great. Blue chips will probably also use that kind of design. Actually, blue chips aren't as bad as you would think, because despite how like many chips they use, they're not that inserter limited. So you really just need like 3 inserters going into it, and you're probably fine. I think it's a bit low with 2 inserters going in, but yeah, it's mostly fine because they're equivalent to long inserters at this point. Now the green chips for blue circuits will be awesome. They're a 1-to-1 ratio with green chips. Oh, interesting. That changes things then. So we could do direct feeding for the entire green chip lane if we wanted. Is that with modules? Now let's see. What am I looking for? Where's the recalculator? It's this one. Let's see. It's producing 1.45. It's consuming 0.108. So I'm assuming that's without modules then. Wait, that doesn't look right. Or was that the extra? Oh, that was the excess. So I just can't read. That's what I'm realizing. I can't read. Okay. What did the number actually say? I read it as 1, but it probably wasn't 1. Let's see. Hover mode. There we go. Right. Okay, 0.1. 0.074. Okay. That's way smaller. So we're only looking at like a... Yeah, that's way, way off. Yeah, this actually, that will be fun. If we can do direct feeding there, that would be so interesting. I don't know if we will. But like, imagine if we do direct smelting and direct feeding into a blue chip lane. That would be really cool. Where can I place that so I don't forget the concept? Smelting. I will probably figure out what that means. Especially since we don't even have furnaces going into there. Part of me is wondering if direct feeding in some cases is going to be worse. Because if you do direct feed, the problem with direct feeding is you have more furnaces, I think, that have to back up before your lane stops. It's not a ton. It's probably not going to be a significant change. That would only matter in the very, very end when my base starts to stall. We would have a buffer of about 100 ore or 100 extra ingot, 100 iron per extra furnace, which is not significant. What is that, like 60 seconds of production? No. Produces 0.625 per second. So yeah, it's like 2 minutes of production. Yeah, that's not that bad. Things back up after 2 minutes. Okay, we'll be fine then. Wait, is that right? Probably more like 3 minutes. 5 minutes? Somewhere in that range. 3 to 5 minutes. They'll back up. Yeah, that's not too bad. Over a 12-hour run. The longer the game, the less the buffer matters. Yeah, it's true. It is like 2 minutes over the course of 12 hours. So I can't imagine it's going to be that problematic. Okay, what was I looking at? I was trying to get the iron here, right? Okay, is there anything fancy I can do with the smelting here? No. And then we have technically automated red belt by this point, so we could use red belt here. I don't think we need to, though. It doesn't really save entities, and it saves like 7 entities, and it makes the lane a lot more expensive. So this will just use regular ore. The real question, though, is how do we get the fuel up there? Is it as simple as that? Oh my gosh, it is. I thought it was going to be harder. It looked like it didn't fit. Oh, this is so nice. We needed that win. Okay, input. Yeah, I don't know. Just felt like they wouldn't have reached, but we're golden. Why is that in the wrong spot? Okay, we're good. Yeah, no idea why that happened, but we're fine. Output. Okay, perfect. So this should be a functional iron lane. Hopefully we just connect it to these two spots and we're good. Well, that should supply it there, and then the rest of the iron. Oh, right. We decided this needs to be shorter, right? So this is 24, this is 48, but what we actually need... Honestly, we could just keep it the same length. So that way if green chips back up, we have extra iron. That does eliminate any inserter saving we got, but I think it will run better. Or run more consistently, which is nice. They give me a treat to reward you for all my faith. Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy trusts in us too much. Let's make it that things actually fit together. Yeah, I'll take it. I like that. I like this theory. Or they just thought I was suffering too much and decided to ease it a little bit. Okay, so yeah, now we're looking at no inserter savings if we make this the full length. What we could do is upgrade it later if I'm worried about the cost, but I'm not really worried about the cost. I'm worried about... I guess the thing I've been looking at total inserter count, but that's not the thing that matters. Obviously, lower inserter count usually means better, but it's more about like idling inserters. And a lot of the times when I look at inserter count, half of the inserters, or up to half the inserters, are idled like 99% of the time. They do one action every like 10 minutes. That really makes it hard to compare because I don't think those ones have a significant impact on performance. These guys, because I'm pretty sure I did a test once comparing these to direct feeding, and it wasn't substantial when I had an excessive amount of these inserters. Especially not compared to Logic. It's way better to have these than Logic, which makes sense. But yeah, okay, these fit together nicely at full length. You know, we can give it more. Yeah, they are nearly free. The only thing that makes me confused is they don't have like the little red icon like normal sleeping inserters. So I don't know why they act differently in terms of like this menu. Unless there's like a difference between the two. So that's why I wasn't like certain about it, because like conceptually sleeping inserters being free made sense. It's just them not getting the icon confused me. No idea why. But I mean, I guess if you just place an inserter somewhere, like this also probably doesn't cost performance, and it's literally doing nothing. I mean, yeah, it was literally sitting there doing nothing, and I feel like if you place 100,000 of those, you're probably not tanking your performance. But who knows? The important thing is it does run a little better. But yeah, this is so much better of a footprint though, because like this is what we had, which is just like a lot of like messy lines. So now we can probably fit them all in perfectly like here. It gives us 3 rows to work with for them all instead, which means we can compress all of this to like this little square. We could probably fit something in here too, and we can get like a nice little L down here, which I think will be good. Yeah, we'll work on moving them all next time and actually cleaning up them all, because currently the mall was just like a general let's get everything we need and condense it later concept. But we need to reposition steel, which I'm realizing now, this is not the one with, this doesn't have the to-do list on it. And then what was that thing you sent me earlier, the murder inserter? Oh wait, no, this is different than the burner curse. Is that something I should try right now just to see what it does? Real quick, before I end it. I guess you don't know. I guess you did say you didn't know what it does either. Yeah, it could be fun. Let's try that. We'll load this with the to-do list though, so that way it has the correct mod list. What did I say I wanted? Okay, so next time we need steel. Shift the steel lane, unfold the mall. That's the main goal. So add new. Shift the steel lane. I know how to spell those words. Unfold the train mall, but I accidentally pressed the wrong letters and didn't feel like fixing it. There we go. Okay, murder inserters. Let's see what this does. That's its actual name, right? Yep. It has 47 downloads. I guess that's what happens when you don't have a description. I don't think that many people are probably gonna download it. Does it have to do with burner inserters? Yeah, I don't even know how to test this. Huh. I have no idea. What do I try? Did I enable it? I did enable it. Oops. Are they named murder insert? Yeah, that's what I was trying to find, if it added like another icon entity. Yep. Is that all it does? It says it can break your save. Maybe they just did that to clear their conscience. Does it change anything though? Things don't look that different. Is it just a name change? Is there mod settings? Maybe that can give me a hint. No. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all it does. I was hoping it made it that if you walked past them, you got attacked. I don't know if that's possible, but that would have been really funny. Just walking through an inserter damages you. Yeah, okay, so I think when they say changes the burner inserter to murder inserter, it's just talking about the name. There's no discussion either. Is that why it comes with a language dependency? Because I guess that would explain it. I was wondering why it required that. But it's like, if it forces you to have the language installed, so that way it can change the name. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We're just gonna load a chest, throw some ammo in it. I need to figure out what my buttons are. Actually, let's just use a grenade. Okay, one of those should work. I don't know how to shoot. Shoot selected. Shift middle click. We will try. There's a small chance it doesn't work. Okay, it kind of works. Oh! I see. Yeah, I think we figured out what it does. That's a fun mod. Imagine they kill your power plant. My game might crash. I wouldn't be surprised if the game crashed. It's a little bit bright, huh? It also does something with the fuel categories. I guess we'll find out. What does that mean? Oh! Oh, like the explosion is dependent on the fuel that you change? Ooh, or the fuel that you use? We have to reload it though. For some bizarre reason, that blowing up 10,000 burner inserters did not work very well. Who would have thought? that many explosions would cause a problem. Look, I wasn't actually that caught me by surprise. Okay. Let's go to a more far away spot. And then I know we can like just fill my inventory with stuff, but I don't have that setting enabled, so I thought this would be faster. I'm pretty sure enabling the setting would have been faster. Okay. Wait, does it blow up if there's nothing in it? Okay, so it does. So that I was hoping maybe it blew up based on the fuel you had it in. Like that would be cool. That would be. I mean, it's already a useless mod, so it's not like it would be more useless than that. But that would be a cool, a pretty neat little thing. Is my corpse still here? Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, and then you said you think they can take uranium fuel cells? Ah, okay, fair enough. Wow. Wait, how much did those run for? 8 gigajoules? Cool. Peak mod. Meme run Monday. We just have to kill biters and we throw burner inserters into the biter base and run away. Hold on, let's try that real quick. That would work, right? Like there's no reason that wouldn't work. We don't have biters. We don't have biters on this save. We have them on this save. I mean, I don't really see a world where this doesn't work. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is our old base. If anyone's wondering, this is how many outposts we were able to make in our old one. But they were so much worse. So I'm hoping to get like twice as many outposts. Did they not attack burner inserters? What if I put fuel in them? What if I make them pollute? Interesting. Wait, do they pollute? I don't know if they pollute. The creator used all the modding budget on the name of the mod. So how do we utilize this? I think like that, but we stand farther away. Okay. No, that's a fun one. There's nothing to it. I like that as a 3-line mod. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna end that there. I don't know if somebody just fell, but I'm gonna go check on them. But yeah, have a good one. Peace.